Getting set for UFC 200, Gegard Mousasi on the card. He will be taking on Thiago Santos. Originally, you were going to be fighting Derek Brunson. And Gegard, you strike me as a guy that opponent changes are not something that you flinch over.
Well, I trained for a fight, so I'm ready. Just 2-3 weeks I was able to adjust to the game plan, fight for a more striker. But I train all aspects of MMA, so just adjustment to opponent.
Thiago Santos is a very difficult opponent at 185 pounds. He's someone that I think has flown under the radar at 185 pounds. Have you studied a lot of him, and would you agree?
Yeah, he's a dangerous guy. He fights, he's hungry, he's on a good winning streak. Difficult opponent. He's definitely a guy who can beat top 10 guys, but don't have the name. So it's a dangerous fight for me.
Being a part of this UFC 200 card, you're used to being in a main event, in a co-main. How do you like this change of pace where you're not responsible for all of the promotion of a certain card and just being a part of this very historic show? How does that feel for you?
Well, it feels good. The only thing is I fight very soon. I rather fight at night, but other than that, I'm fine with it. Easier. Tomorrow I'm free all day, so I'm going to recover and do my work.
Your teammate Satoshi Ishii, we recently saw him in action. What do you think of his performance against Quinton Jackson? It was obviously a close fight. Did you watch the fight, and how did you think he performed?
Well, I watched the second and the third round a little bit because I was staying up for the fight, but I wasn't able to get the connection. So some friend filmed it with his phone, so I wasn't able to see it very well. And obviously he lost, so I don't like to watch it back. But I felt like or he won, or it should have been a draw, I believe.
And just last thing on the middleweight division right now, certainly a lot of changes of late. Michael Bisping is now the champion, a man you were supposed to fight a number of years back. And Dan Henderson, a guy who you own a victory over, campaigning for a title fight. Is it just a state of chaos right now in the middleweight division? And where does a win place you? Because there's a lot of contenders at 185.
Well, it doesn't place me anywhere, I believe. Nothing to win in this fight, just making money. And
you don't see this as a step forward, it's just a fight?
No, of course I need a couple wins, but let's say another guy, if he loses, he gets one win, he can fight for the title again. So you have George St. Pierre coming, you have Dan Henderson, you have Jacare, who deserves to fight for the belt actually. So you have a lot of guys that can fight for the belt, but for me this win is not going to do a lot for me.
Is it safe to say your next fight, you would like an opponent that has a bigger name and more in it for you to advance in the middleweight division?
Yeah, definitely. And I think with this fight, I'm gonna win, and then they're gonna give me some more well-known fighter, because my opponent is a dangerous opponent, but he's not very known. So I prefer a bigger name.
Well, we're looking forward to it, Gegard, taking on Thiago Santos Saturday night at UFC 200.